can see it, Maharaga! You can see my curse technique!
Why was Sukuna so infatuated with Megumi Fuchigoro? Sukuna has a bad habit of stating his interest in people using the intended target's first and last name. For example, when Sukuna cornered Megumi after Yuji lost control of him, he tested him out, abusing his body to test his durability. Once Sukuna discovered Megumi held the 10 Shadows technique, Megumi became Sukuna's #1 plaything. With a predator like Sukuna, the last thing you want to do is disappoint him. Megumi held all the traits that could be manipulated: a selfless sacrificial nature, and a reliance on close relationships. Sukuna gathered quickly that destroying those would be key to controlling Megumi for the long term. Unlike Yuji, who was more resilient, Megumi couldn't resist or trade places with Sukuna. He would be free to use his techniques and even adapt them to himself. But Megumi was so strong-willed, he couldn't just be taken with force, or even be possessed easily. But Sukuna had a long time to figure things out. Plus, Yuji was so resilient, he ingested 15 Sukuna fingers and was still able to maintain reasonable control of Sukuna. Megumi was a much more safer bet if he wanted to fight Gojo and create as much chaos as possible. Sukuna cashed in on the binding vow made with Yuji. The pact was, at a moment of Sukuna's choosing, he could take over Yuji's body, but he could not harm anybody. So Sukuna, the interesting man that he is, he decides to rip Yuji's fingers off and feed it to Megumi. Now Sukuna had a host that he can work on in the long term. He also had access to the 10 Shadows technique and Maharaga, meaning that he was now able to really just be on par with Gojo. Furthermore, he could reestablish his position as a natural disaster without fear of being stopped or deterred.